everybody, this is Real Recognized Fake Community Conversations, and today the conversation is all about People Get Ready, which is a pop-up bookstore here in New Haven, Connecticut. They'll be around for a year. They have absolutely amazing books from Black and Brown authors from all over the United States and all over the world, with a plethora of context and content. Oh, okay. This is beautiful. You're in the right place. My mom taught me never walk into it. Yeah,
Okay.
I think you guys are going to play off of each other because it's beautiful, so you'll be fine. All right. Hey everybody, this is Real Recognized Fake Community Conversations, and today the conversation is all about these beautiful ladies and the People Get Ready book space. Can you tell us a little about the space that we're in?
Yeah. Go for it, Didi.
We're just here full of joy and happy to be surrounded by this educational, community-loving, neighborly space where people get to share good energy.
Yeah. And so you guys are the amazing curators, I should say, of this knowledge haven in New Haven. Can you tell us a little bit about how you guys started?
Yeah, we met each other and bonded over, like, in particular education, public education issues, and then discovered we had a shared love of poetry. And then from there, like, books of all kinds, and really just shared a commitment, I think, to putting good books as soul food in front of people of all ages so that they can see themselves and the people that they love affirmed in books. And that's kind of how we ended up here in a place that we call a book space.
Yes.
Because we like to think of it as a cross between a community reading room and an independent bookstore. So people can come in and just hang out and read and take things off the shelf and be in community and not buy a thing. But also people, if they are looking for books and gifts, can come and get ones that
Buy everything.
I get it. I like that you mentioned affirmation because I'm a teacher. That's my background.
Okay.
And one of the things that I've realized one of the things that I've realized is white students actually have this subconscious support their entire education system because they see themselves as scientists, they see themselves in history, any class and subject, they see their face. And so one of the stereotypes is that Black people aren't writing, brown people aren't creating literature, and you guys have a full space.
We debunked the
Right. What do you guys have to say about that?
Well, I mean, there's a little bit on our website about just, the publishing industry, the book reviewing industry, the bookstore industry too, are kind of, like many other things, wrapped up in the structures of white supremacy. And because of that, it means that Black authors and authors of color often don't get the kind of the publication, the promotion that they deserve, but the books are there, and the demand for them is there, and they are so necessary and needed, and shouldn't be hard to find. And so we are kind of in the business of making them easy
Right.
to find.
Yes, I love it. Well, I just want to say thank you for the things that you're doing, and I am so grateful to be able to spotlight you guys because we need you guys. We need more of these. I can't wait till I see this people get ready pop-up store in other locations because I will be there.
All the way from
Springfield, Massachusetts. Like you said, we need it.
Are all over.
All over. So thank you so much. Continue your amazingness. You're great.
You're a robot. Android, technically.
Let me do it one more time. One more time. Yo,
Who was that
something
again?
that's tried to kill
Lucille Clifton?
Yeah, you know the author? Or like the...
I've heard the quote.
Let's do it one more time because that just blew my mind. Won't You Celebrate With Me? By Lucille Clifton. Won't you celebrate with me what I have shaped into a kind of life? I had no model. Born in Babylon, both non-white and woman. What did I see to be except myself? I made it up, here on this bridge between starshine and clay. My one hand holding tight my other hand. Come celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me.
And fucking failed.
And it has failed. Every day.
And you know what I heard that from? Joshua Bennett, Dr. Joshua Bennett. He's a poet, and he said this poem was inspired by this quote. And he said, "Come celebrate with me. Every day is someone has tried to kill me and failed." And then he went on to say, "We are being." I went my whole life thinking I was invisible, only to find out I was a beam of light, too bright for untrained vision, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he went on to say, I exist in excess of my anguish. I am not invisible. I am a beam of light, too brilliant for untrained vision.
So good. As Tupac plays in the background.
It's not really a pop-up. It's gonna be here a year.
It's gonna be here a year.
It's gonna be here a year.
Wow. Okay.
And probably longer.
Awesome.
But they're looking for a more permanent space. If that doesn't happen, they're gonna be here until then.
Okay. Can you tell us about this place that we're in?
The People Get Ready book space.
Yes.
That's what they like to call it because it's more like a book space than a bookstore.
Okay.
Has all books from our literary artists of color, LGBTQ, indigenous people, all the places that when you go to a regular bookstore they need us. You got 2 shelves.
Yes.
Is the
We
whole
got the whole
bookstore
whole
is that. So you don't have to hunt down no books. It is the brainchild, the baby of Dolores Williams and Lauren Anderson, two women who came together around education and getting the word out, and they just love literature. So here we are. My name is Ife Michelle, and I'm doing a book festival.
Wow.
Coordinating a Black Book Festival in New Haven, Connecticut called the Elm City Lit Fest, April 25th. Here in the book space as well as in the plaza outside and next door.
Okay.
So, all that.
So I just want to get your opinion on a couple of ideas in the Black community. Sometimes we can even call them stereotypes. For example, the concept that we're not reading or writing books. We're in a book space filled with books by Black authors.
And
what do you have to say about that?
Black authors are thriving right now, all over the country. It's just about, I think, the exposure, and that's one of the reasons why I created the Elm City Lit Fest. I want to create more exposure around this community, the greater New Haven community, around African American literature, because it's only a Black book. It's only for African American literature.
Okay.
Artists of the diaspora, Caribbean, African American, all that.
Right. And this space is so unique because, like you said, when you go into bookstores, you have to go find a section in some random corner of the room.
Right.
My background is education as a teacher. How can we get some of these books in schools? Have you seen any issues?
One of the owners, Lauren, is actually chair of the Department of Education at Connecticut College in New London. So that right now the bookstore hours are limited to Sundays, and that's the reason why, because she has a job during the week.
Right. Yeah.
But she has a lot of books that are for teachers, and one of the reasons too is because she spent so much time teaching teachers how to teach children of color. So it's really important for her to have a diversified curriculum.
Right.
So yes, they're reaching out to the school systems, and they're also reaching out to children. I mean to prisons.
Yes.
The prison system.
Growing in this decade.
My opinion has always been, because I call myself a cultural curator of sorts.
A cultural curator. Okay. I like this.
I feel that we all need to learn about ourselves. I think we have so many cultures in the United States that everybody needs to know about their own culture to share it with other people. So we got to have self-knowledge to get other people knowledge. You know, there's nothing wrong with being proud to be yourself, your authentic self, and walking in the light of your authentic self, and sharing that knowledge with other people and interactions. So we gotta learn more about each other. In that way, it would help. So spaces like this is important, and self-knowledge is just important, and your history. You feel more connected to life, to your life. Your life has a greater importance when you're connected to something, right? And we gotta connect. Do the same Sankofa.
Yes.
Connect back to move forward, right?
Observations, quotes, and notes.
Essays with an attitude. Terrence, you gotta get it.
Activities and shit? Wait.
Back in the day. No, I'm not talking about back in the day when we were young. I'm talking about back in the day when the world was young, and each word an invention spun from someone's uncertain tongue, way back in the day when languages were being born. So there were just enough words to get through the day, and people moved just enough to keep hunger at bay. Back in the day, people were grounded, as in close to the earth. They worked, they ate, they grew old, they gave birth. They settled down to sleep as soon as the sun was gone. They got back up at the buck crack of dawn. They were grounded like solid. They kept it real. They followed their instincts and lived from meal to meal. But there was one girl who wasn't so grounded. She wandered and wondered and floundered and blundered, and when others tried to ground her, she would resist. She'd make up words for things that didn't even exist. Words for feelings that you couldn't touch with your hand. And the grounded people did not understand. They gathered in a room. In the center was the girl. They asked her why she couldn't be grounded like the rest of the world. The girl opened her mouth and some strange sound came out. It floated and shifted and hung in the air, and a shiver moved through the people gathered there. And as she moved her lips and limbs and drew things on the floor, something happened in that grounded room that had never happened before. Then and there, the ground was broken, and something new was born, and the cold and grounded room suddenly became warm, for the girl was electric. Like lightning is electric. Not grounded, but charged. A light bulb waiting to hatch. She was the synapse, the charge, the wire, the match, the spark in a dark room that makes the fire catch. And the people, the grounded people, were like the water struck by the lightning, conducting electricity as soon as they were touched. The people leaned in to catch the next word. They held their breath in to catch the next note. They edged as close as they could get to catch her next footstep. And the heat of all the bodies changed the weather in the room. And the room became electric, like lightning is electric. Not grounded, but charged, a light bulb about to hatch. And she was the synapse, the charge, the wire, the match, the spark in that dark room that made the fire catch. People shouted and gasped, laughed and wept. Between the girl and the people, electricity leapt and kept buzzing back and forth. And when the performance was over, the people left not grounded, but charged, astounded, their minds enlarged, ideas popping, colliding and birthing inside the brain, synapses connecting, collapsing and expanding each moment with a brilliant electric bang. And of the many grounded people who were in the room that night, there were a few in whom a like spark was lit, who became permanently ungrounded, who were charged then and there, who spun off, furious and laughing into the static air. And where we touch down, currents connect, electricity pops and whirs, and we are its conductors, electric and true. We take the tired and grounded world, shake it, wake it up and make it new, because we are all electric. Like lightning is electric, not grounded but charged. Light bulbs about to hatch. We are the synapse, the charge, the wire, the match, the spark in this dark room that makes the fire catch. We are the lightning rod, the lake, the tall, tall tree. Like June, we are conductors of electricity. Dangerous and beautiful, not just because we conduct, but because we change the charge of what we touch. We change the charge of what we touch. We change the charge of what we touch.
I'm an 18-year-old trans guy. I've been living in New Haven for a few years, since middle school, I think. I started writing when I was pretty young, but I didn't start performing poetry, at least, until I was 16. My first performance was at the National Walkout for gun control that happened at my school. And it was a really angry poem, because I was tired of people saying that since we were young, we didn't know what we were talking about when we said we didn't want to get shot in the face. So I won't be performing that poem, because that poem's actually pretty bad. I have 4 poems prepared today, and I'll probably say a little bit before each one, so you guys have like a little bit of context for each poem that I'm talking about. I'm gonna get started. So my first poem is an older poem that I wrote called How to Cry in 10 Steps. I think that the name kind of sends it for itself, but I am a person that came from a background where crying was something that was seen as weakness. If you cried, you lost a fight. If you cried, you were just looking for attention. And it got to a point where like I was bottling to the point where I could literally not cry anymore. So I wrote this poem, I think a year or two ago, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll just continue. Step 1. Wait until 3 a.m. and turn off all the lights. This way you won't have to see the snot covered on your face. Step 2. Lay on your back. Once a tear starts to stream down, you'll feel like you're in a late 90s movie. Step 3. Pop in some earbuds and put on the most emo playlist you can find. It just adds to the vibe. Step 4. Think about everything. Step 5, think about the future and how you may not live to make it there. Step 6, think about the past, how much you messed it up, how much she told you she messed it up, how many times she hurt you with the stuff that she said, but how much you deserve it. 7, the present. The endlessness of the dark around you, the soul rhythm and the song you're playing, the pain and the melancholic harmony blasting into your ears. 8, you still aren't crying. She told you when you were little that there was no reason to. It's no different now. 8, your face stays dry. Your eyes are the desert. You can't produce tears anymore. 8, you close your eyes tight, showing the blackness behind them. It's so lonely, the black, even in your own head. 8, the song is taunting you. The sadness is taunting you. And no, sadness is something you're not allowed to feel anymore. 8, you smile. Not a happy smile, you just don't know how to frown anymore. 8, you're stuck. Your face is stuck. Your body is stuck. Your mind is stuck. Your mouth cannot open. 9, repeat steps 1 through 8 for 1 day. Or 2. Or 10. Or 5. 100. 1,000. Until you finally reach 10. You rip open your mouth and spill in everything you are holding like a waterfall. And it's endless, streaming until you can't think anymore. 10. The dam breaks. It's pouring and you're finally crying. You've lost control of your words and your body, but even though it scares you to be so raw, it feels amazing. 10. Remember this feeling. The liberation of letting it out. 10. Remember it's okay to cry and to feel. No matter who you are or what you do. 10. Never let anybody tell you otherwise. You are not weak. Being afraid to feel is weak. I hope these 10 steps are as helpful to you as they were to me. Many times I feel as though society forces happiness as a narrative, a way of life. They tell you that if you aren't constantly happy, that there's something wrong with you. Don't let them. 10. You cannot be truly happy without being truly sad.